This nail-biting election has most adults on edge, and it could be affecting our families. Add the civil unrest that's going on, and that can leave our children with anxiety and fear. I am joined by Dr. Carole Lieberman, also known as America's Psychiatrist, to talk about how to help our children during these times. Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Nice to see you. Okay, a lot of times we as parents try to spare our children by not talking about what's causing us anxiety. So is that a bad idea, and should we be honest with them?
It's a very bad idea. Parents are always underestimating how much kids know, although they have a lot of misunderstandings. They can't really understand it accurately necessarily. And parents also underestimate how much kids are feeling about these things.
So what are the ramifications if we don't say anything? Like how does this affect them?
It makes them hold these things inside. Whatever their feelings are, scared, sad, mad, or bad, that's how I describe them. They hold them inside because they get the impression that you don't want to ask them about it, that these are taboo things. And then that can later on cause problems. It can cause them to be depressed, to act out. And then later on, if these emotions build up without being able to talk about them, then they can cause more serious problems.
Mm-hmm. So what do we do as parents? Because the last thing we want to do is harm our children.
Yes, that's why parents, for the most part, don't talk about it. They're afraid that they're going to say the wrong thing or they're going to scare their kids. But we can explain it in terms that they will understand. So, for example, with the election, we can talk about their school election, what happens at your school or in your class when you elect a class president or a school president, what happens there, and get them to talk about those things and then compare it to the elections here. And also explain that even though this is taking a lot longer than we all expected, that it's a sign, it's a good thing in a way. It's stressful, but it's a good thing in a way because it's showing our democracy at work.
Okay, so you are doing what you say, but at what point do you need to realize, okay, maybe my child is experiencing anxiety because maybe they're not being themselves, they're becoming more withdrawn. At what point do you realize, okay, maybe I need to go a little bit further with this and get some extra help?
Yes, the first thing is you're the first defense, of course, and then you can look for things like them staying in their room, isolating, sleeping too much, eating too much or too little, sleeping or eating too much or too little, giving away their possessions. I mean, it can get serious in terms of even having suicidal thoughts because this is all so confusing and destabilizing. When you see these things, especially, of course, if you see them giving their possessions away or talking about there's no point in me going to school by Zoom or any other way because, it's the end of the world coming. Those are signs to get them help.
Okay.
And of course, nowadays you can very easily through internet and therapy. You can have them talk to therapists very easily these days.
So where can people go to learn more about you and get more information and some of your tips?
Well, they can go to my website, drcarole.com, which is drcarole.com, or terroristtherapist.com. Some of these things, the same kind of advice I give to families in regard to helping kids understand terrorism. It's very similar kind of stress.
Interesting. Similar stress. Dr. Carole Lieberman, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.